Hi, it's Tony Verhoeven with the National Air Filtration Association. I'm here with Keith Jordan of Sanuvox. Hi, Keith.
How are you?
Great, very well. We're here actually at the AHR Expo in Orlando, and we've been at a booth. You've been at your booth all day. So how things been going so far?
It's fantastic. It's a great show in Orlando. It's been busy 2 days in a row. We've been talking to so many distributors and customers. It's fantastic. It's been really well.
Tell us a little bit about your company. What do you do for your company? What does your company do?
So we're with Sanuvox UV, based out of Montreal, Canada, and for 25 years, we've been manufacturing air, odor, and surface disinfection using UVC technology.
Okay, fantastic. And how does that specifically apply to air filtration?
So most of our commercial distributors are air filter sales and service companies, and they are dealing with IAQ. And UV is just an extension, a synergistic technology with filtration. So it's a perfect blend for them.
Because people usually don't think, when they think air filtration, they're thinking particulate, they're thinking
Correct.
air media, and then some people might think UV is like the separate application, but it really kind of goes hand in hand then, right?
It used to be a separate application, but it does really go hand in hand because filters can capture, but they can't kill. We can kill, but we can't capture.
Yeah, okay.
So it really, if you look at the research behind the filtration, there's a most penetrating particle where there's a weakness in the filters, but we can bridge that gap.
Okay.
We can, fix that weakness for them.
Got it. Okay. It seems like it makes sense for you to be here, obviously, than to work with those folks as well. Then.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So in a couple months, it's currently February 2020. We're here at the HR Expo, which usually happens about this time. But in a couple months, you'll be presenting at the NAFA Technical Seminar, which is going to take place in Scottsdale, Phoenix area, March 31st through April 2nd. So tell me a little bit about what your presentation will be like and what are the main kind of high points.
Sure. So I titled it Making UV a Profit Center, because I do have a lot of air filter companies that are using or selling our product, but they're not doing as much as they could. And so I'm thinking what they're lacking is education, being more comfortable with the technology, but also knowing which applications we can shine in, no pun intended, but which applications they can focus on. Because we can give them the technology, we can educate them on the product, make them comfortable, but if they don't know exactly which application to apply it for, then they have a hesitancy to really go after it. And so what I'm going to touch on is obviously make sure the science, everybody's on the same page with the science of how it works, the physics behind it. But we're going to talk about specific applications that may be in their territory, in their facilities or their customer base, that they can immediately go right in and approach their customers with this application.
So tell me a little bit about the kind of relationship. Does someone have to have a previous relationship with you? Guys have your own distributors or sales force, or with some of our air filter folks? I mean, do they have to have a previous I guess if somebody's interested in doing business with you as one of our other type of members, how do they do that?
They contact us. So I work directly for Sanuvox. I cover 11 states for them. We have guys just like me that cover the Pacific Northwest, cover the Midwest, and the East Coast, and we set up distribution for Sanuvox.
Fantastic. Yeah. So it sounds like, obviously if you're a business owner or in your business development, you should definitely come to a conference and listen to Keith speak about how to maybe add some incremental revenue.
Yes, absolutely. You can just sell another product to your existing customer base. So therefore, adding another profit center. It's easier to sell a second or third product to the same customer that trusts you than it is to go out and try to find a brand new customer.
So I know this much about air filtration. I don't come from this industry, so I'm not going to pretend to know that. But I guess my impression would be that, and again, swat me down because I'm teeing you up here. So my impression would be for UV would be very applicable to maybe obviously hospitals and things like that.
Correct.
Are there other applications where maybe people wouldn't think that UV would apply?
Absolutely. So within the air, odor, and surface disinfection, it's obviously split into applications, but we started early on 25 years ago in residential. air and odor and surface disinfection. And then we bridged into the commercial, and hospitals and schools were our first foray. And up until about 5 years ago, hospitals were my top customer base. And then a little thing called cannabis became legalized in Canada and several of the other states. And within 5 years, now cannabis is my number one customer base. The hospitals are a second, and then you've got industrial and factories, and then some odor control applications that are right up there.
So earlier, I actually just up there on the other level here, I interviewed Dr. Greenhouse, Nadia Saba,
Yes.
right, who will also be speaking at our conference. And so she's involved in helping indoor farmers, right, build operations, and part of that does involve cannabis. So
Yep.
what kind of application, what are some of the concerns that a cannabis grower or other types of indoor agriculture might run into, and why would they need to apply UV?
Sure. So on the UV side, there's a fungus called powdery mildew that attacks the plant. And because they have adopted the regulations from the smoking industry, where you cannot use harmful pesticides, which is what they use in produce to fight powdery mildew, they can't use that. They have to use fungicides. Fungicides are not strong enough to defeat the powdery mildew, so a lot of the guys are looking for a chemical-free solution. And that's right where we have inserted ourselves.
Fantastic. Well, very cool stuff. So I think you should definitely come to see Keith at the NAFA technical seminar and see Nadia and Keith both speak, which I didn't intend that, but seems like there might be
We've
some
worked
crossover.
together. I work with Nadia.
Fantastic,
Yep.
fantastic. Well, thanks so much. And we'll see you in a couple months.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.